I just think, yeah, we kind of played down to their level just because I simply think that we are in our current form, we are a level above them just because, again, Rude's not their actual manager. We don't know what they're going to be like in the next couple of games. And I do think that was one of their better performances of the year in terms of they didn't concede 30 chances on goal.
Structures.
Like they actually, it was one of their better performances of the year. And it just happened that it came against us where they weren't, letting everybody just run forward and then letting us play through. But even still, with all of that, I thought our actual issue was just we made poor decisions. Hence why on the stat sheet we haven't got chances created, but we were in the right areas. Positionally, we were probably in the right areas. If you did like an actual analysis, again, this is just off my memory, so I don't know the actual numbers. But I'm sure position we were in the right spots, but we just when we got into those spots, we either overplayed the pass or the cross was too much or the shot just went wide or this, that, and the other. One thing I will say though about Man United, Garnacho, sell him. He's ass. Get him gone. He's terrible. Sorry.
Look, a lot of people don't. When it comes to Man United's finishing, I wanted to throw this out there because there's been a lot of talk in the last 24 hours. What is Amorim going to do when he comes in because they're so poor at finishing? Is it a case of just buying? We know we need new players. Okay, no one's going to sit there and deny that, and certainly not me. But is there a case that if a better system can be put in place when they're more well drilled, when there's more confidence, that Man United's conversion, chance creation can improve? And I'll throw that out to anyone who wants to answer it.
Well, I think it's pretty simple. Just play Amad Diallo. Like, how is this guy coming off the bench? I kind of wanted to bring that up, like, with this game as well. Like, I think Garnacho is an awful player. I can't necessarily think of anything that he does particularly well. Like, he's just there. And I don't understand how a huge club like Manchester United have allowed this guy to finesse you into believing that he's one of the best youngsters in world football. I think, if in terms of how the game went, and I know you're talking about like, do you have to sell players or if the system gets better? I do think that that David and Ches are being a bit disingenuous, bro. Like, I rate Chelsea very highly in terms of the talent that you guys have, but you guys were not good. I think that United did outplay Chelsea.
I said that, Will.
Yeah, when did we see?
Well, no, but you guys said that you played down to their level. No, I just think that United, they did a good job of just nullifying what you guys wanted to do. It doesn't mean that just because you didn't play that good means that you played down to them. I just think that United had an actual good performance. But if it wasn't for Garnacho, then they could have possibly won this game, to be honest with you. Like, and I just feel like in terms of like Chelsea's attack, like Cole Palmer, I feel like for as good as he is in the big games, it really is a bit disappointing to see how he performs, at least so far this season, right? Like, he's just not performed well. I think like yesterday he went missing. I don't understand why Maresca starts Madueke, and maybe the Chelsea fans can tell me. I think Madueke is a mid player. I feel like he's forcing him to start most of these games. I don't like how he inverts Malagusto. I don't think that playing Reece James and Malagusto works at the same time anyways. It's like just play Cucurella and then have Reece James just play at right back, right? But, it's just things like that. Also, bringing on Mudryk instead of maybe a João Felix or an Nkunku, I think is a bit crazy as well. But just as the game went, I think United, to be fair to them, they deserved to win that game just based off the chances created. Like, if it wasn't for Caicedo scoring an absolute screamer, I don't know if Chelsea scored, period. So
I completely agree with Will. And I want to take it a step further. I think they could have won that game by a 2-goal margin. They could have beaten them.
They couldn't have because of the players they've got though. It's all
no. If they finish, of course, yes, I understand.
No one scores.
Can I just say?
Sorry. Let's start finish. But I want to say this: why suddenly, when Man United have a game where we created chances but didn't score, everybody's separating performances with output? But for years, when you get a player like Bruno scoring goals, people will say, yeah, but football ain't just about GA and goals. It's about the overarching performance. This is what I get annoyed about, is the talking out of both sides of our mouths when it comes to eye test and performance. 1 minute, goals are not what it's all about. The next minute is you can't praise any other element of football unless you're putting the ball in the back of the net. Come on, this is just so disingenuous. Unbelievable.
I'm innocent.
Sorry,
I'm innocent.
No, it's all right. Listen, the thing is for me, yeah, and I feel like people are gonna take it, and I can see already there's Chelsea fans in the chat cussing me out. Guys, don't get emotional. Just let me speak, and you'll understand what I'm saying. They created 4 big chances. Yeah, they were the more dangerous team in the game, and they looked like they were better than you guys. It's bad because the commentators kept on saying, "Oh, Chelsea look like they're so in control. Chelsea look like they're a better team."
Better? What do you mean by better? Better in terms of what?
I think they were more. I think they were more dangerous on the attack. Whenever they attacked, I thought, "Oh, this could be a goal." When Chelsea attacked, I felt like it was too slow, too lackluster, too reserved. They weren't going like when you guys got onto attack, or when you guys went on an attack. I'd expected Chelsea to go out there, bang, move the ball quick, bang, get to the goal, take a shot.
These commentators' words, I heard Gary Neville say in the first half, every time Chelsea attacked, they let them score. That's what he said word for word.
Yes, and they didn't.
That's Gary Neville. That's not what any of us thought. That's what Gary Neville thought.
They didn't, though. Gary Neville saying that was very weird to me.
Yeah,
because Gary Neville said that, and I was confused why he said that.
Wait, so I have a question for you, Ches. Like, are you saying? Wait, Ches. So, are you saying that you guys had the better opportunities than Manchester United?
No. What I'm saying is this: we played very, very poor in that game. United had a good game for their standards. The draw was probably the fair result because, like Tom said, yes, they create chances. They create chances most games. Look at West Ham last week. The issue is their finishing. So we have to take that into accountability when we're assessing the game and saying they missed chances. Guess what they've been doing all season? So that consistent level of playing in terms of how they've been playing the season. So when we're saying they missed chances, they could have won the game. I disagree.
But Ches, not against the top teams. See, this is what, again, when we play Crystal Palace, relegation battle, yeah, we created chances. When we play Southampton, created chances. Look what happened when we played the Tottenhams, who I wouldn't even call a top team this season, but they're better than those guys. When we played Liverpool, barely anything until those teams are 2 or 3 goals ahead. That's where I think you're being disingenuous, because Chelsea are not Southampton. Chelsea are a team who are well in the top 4 race, and people like yourself and many other Chelsea fans have predicted anything from a top 4 race to maybe even a title push this season. I'm giving the range of opinions here. So you can't compare it to what we've done against relegation fodder. We haven't created enough against the better teams for a long time, in my opinion.
I think if Amad Diallo is on the pitch,
in the same way that we go at United's wingers for not turning up and scoring, I also didn't have any faith in Chelsea's wingers to turn up and score. There's zero faith in Madueke or Neto to score.
But that's why I said
Neto had a good push. But Neto looked like he was going to do something though. Like, yeah,
Neto,
only Chelsea attacker that looked like they were on it.
Neto was the dangerous person.
Neto
looked like he was going to do something the same way Garnacho looked like he was going to do something. He'd beat a man. He could take on a man.
Nah, that's not true, Tom, because Neto didn't have those kind of opportunities. Wait, but Neto didn't have those same big opportunities. If Neto had the chances that Garnacho had, Chelsea win that game.
But I think the chances fell to Rashford.
I agree with that. I agree with that. Sorry, Nina. Sorry. Nina was about to say something. What were you going to say, Nina? Sorry.
I just wanted to respond earlier to what Will said about, because it's true that, like I said earlier at the start, Mazraoui put on a great performance. He frustrated Madueke. Madueke wasn't as effective as an attacker as we've seen him to be, because he was just defended against really well. That's a fact, right? And Madueke, we've seen, works well with who? The best? Cole Palmer. And this is where Maresca setting us up wrong, was the fact that he chose to start Reece James the left back. Inverting Malo Gusto means that Malo Gusto roams in that kind of 10 area where Cole Palmer usually is. He couldn't get into those right-hand spaces. He couldn't make those forward passes that he usually would to Madueke. Again, those two things combined meant that Madueke's game was inhibited. So yeah, there was no threat down that right-hand side. It's as simple as that. And Malo Gusto, frankly, was ineffective in that role because there were no forward passes played. He misplaced a lot of passes as well. So that inhibited our game massively. Yeah, Cole Palmer at times was marked out the game, but also he just was not in a natural position where he could really even feed Neto either, because Reece James, every time he had the ball, he cut in with his right right foot because that's just naturally what he does. So again, that ball was always going down that right-hand side. So Pedro Neto was also ineffective because, again, play a left back there. I love Reece James, but he's back now. Play him as a right back. Play Cucurella as a left back. It is as simple as that. There's been nothing that has warranted for Cucurella to be dropped or to be benched. He's been, off the back of last season, a fantastic left back, big part of our success towards the end where we won 3, 4, 5 games. Brilliant left back at the Euros. Can anyone argue that? No, absolutely immense player. And he's also started the season off really, really well. So I don't want Maresca to overcomplicate it. I get it that he's experimenting. Let the experiment stop. I don't want to see Malo Gusto inverting again. And frankly, it inhibits his own game too, because every time he tries to make it comfortable on his better foot, and it just doesn't work. And that's where we were slowed down. That's where our attackers weren't being fed. So it was both a mixture of being set up wrong and also Manchester United defending at times against us pretty well too. Those things combined, we didn't cause much threat. Yeah, we saw when Neto had the ball, he is a player that just will shoot. He doesn't care. Unlike Sancho, who will hesitate to shoot, Neto will. If he's got the ball and he sees an opportunity, he will do so. But there was only about 1 or 2 times in that game, as we saw in the second half, where his shot drifted just wide, where he had the ability to do that. So
I mean, this is why this is what you're saying. This is why I told Terry earlier that it was more on us why we didn't do.
Yes, I agree. I agree because he set us up that way.
When I'm saying Man United's defense was good, it was good from what we were giving you guys to handle. We, in my opinion, didn't even play up to 50% capacity into the tactics, the way we formulated attacks, our passing, our distribution in the final third. We had opportunities where the right pass was to let off, or you'd make a right decision. There's an opportunity to score a goal. And every single time that happened, it was broken down. Mendy from Gusto playing the wrong positions, or Lavia losing the ball, or Pedro being isolated on the left wing. And that's what I'm saying to you. That yes, your defense was good, but it was good in terms of what we were giving you to do. And on the other end, I was not worried about Mane's attack. Other than a few chances Garnacho had, I don't trust him. So I was never worried you guys won the score. So when I say to you earlier that the only way you were going to win the game or draw it was a penalty, and that's the way it happened, that's why I'm disappointed in my team, because we kind of gave you that chance.
No, I get you. I get you being disappointed in your team. I get you being disappointed in your team. Let's go to some of these super chats here. This one says, by the way, that Roy Keane quote was 100% about Garnacho. Yeah, Roy Keane is Roy Keane. If Garnacho had scored, United would have won. Ches is logic.
Which is true.
Yeah, look. Yeah, I mean, it's again. I was so annoyed with Man United. I was annoyed with Man United fans about this as well yesterday, because I kind of get they want new attackers, but we can't get new attackers right now. So analyze the game in terms of the improvements that can be made, and we improve the things that we could improve. But the level of anger and toxicity yesterday was weird. I thought it was really strange behavior from a lot of Man United fans yesterday. I didn't quite understand it. That sort of. Again, this goes back to what I've been saying, and David and Tom have been here, and Ches for the majority of this. Man United fans that think we can just sack a manager and we're going to turn into a great team. Anyone who's ever said that, they're fools or liars. They're almost setting you up just to rant. I don't know. It's not going to get better that quickly. It's a long-term. This is a genuine rebuild of the squad, the club, the training, everything, the stadium. I just don't understand why people can't get this through their heads. I see you, Will. My guy knows ball. So a little praise up there for Will. United played well. Garnacho should have scored twice. Chelsea didn't play to their best. We've seen better and need to grab these moments by the balls to win. And Chelsea will get better. I'm sure they will. They're a very good team. Yes, Ches, we're 13th, but half of that was down to the manager who is gone. Who is gone if he was there yesterday? We lose the game after you score and hide. Instead, we kept going and had chances to win. I agree. We'd have got battered yesterday if Ten Hag was there. Terry, I heard you say you had structure and shape at the end of last season. I did say that. The last 4 games of the season, we stopped empty in the midfield and we won our remaining 3 Premier League games and we won the FA Cup final. And I said, why didn't the manager do this sooner? Started this season, no hole in the midfield against Fulham and won. Then we started creating the holes in midfield again, and then we had the worst start that we've ever had to a league season. So yes, when the structure's there, Man United play better and win games. That's been my biggest bugbear. If you listen, people keep talking about signing a shiny new striker. Listen, you cannot go out and buy the flat screen TV and the new 3-piece suite for your living room when you haven't even dug the motherfucking footings in your house yet. I don't understand the logic of people. It's crazy. 6 to 7 combined. 6.7 combined match ratings is poor. Yeah, we're not going to go off who scored. Give us match ratings though to judge football, are we? Please, we're not using Sofa Score here to judge football. Please tell me we're not doing that. Bruno and Mazwari did well. Seeing improvements is good, but both can be true. Oh, both teams made a lot of mistakes yesterday. I'm not going to deny that either. I haven't not said that. Did anyone just carry on as if nothing was said after? That's not nice saying Will's a dimwit, but I know he's not. I know he's got thick skin. Said that Arteta is a bad manager.
Arteta bin Laden out. You think that? Look, it's not fair for Saad to be watching this terrorist football every single weekend and then having to come and talk about it. Come on now, awful manager. He should have been sacked after going 8 points clear 2 seasons ago, and then after being top for like 94% of last season and then not winning it. He's an awful manager. He'll be at Getafe or something in like 2 years.
Nah, I disagree. I think he will be at the top, but anyway, we don't need to get into that right now. I'm
gonna call someone a dimwit this week. I need that. I haven't used that.
I ain't heard that in a while. Dimwit, I like it.
That's like a primary school thing, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah, but still, it's cold. If I call someone a dimwit, like, what are you gonna respond? Nah, shut up. Like, it's just like,
What? And if someone just goes, shut up, you sound like a dimwit. Like, you don't know how to respond. You've got nothing. I like it. Do it, David. Especially in your circles, David, with all your posh friends. David's very posh, by the way. Doesn't sound too posh. He's very posh, very poosh. It's true, David. It's true. Just saying, if Poch had started Reece James at left back, fans would be crying for his head. Chelsea just played like crap a little bit less than United, is what Jay Finn says. Arteta will go on to be a great coach, but I think his time at Arsenal has run out. It's a major trophy, the FA Cup, Prem, and Champions League, or out for me. Yeah, listen,
I'm in agreement.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's smart. He's appointing a new sporting director. He's in charge of everything else.
If your players don't win major trophies, then they will either be up for sale or murderer a large percentage of their salary cap, especially in the NFL.
We don't have a salary cap.
I don't quite know what you mean. We're getting one though. There's going to be a salary cap soon. Damn, Terry, I feel like this is an ambush on Sard. 3 Chelsea fans. Unless I'm miscounting. Oh, I think they consider Will a Chelsea fan because he bigs him up so much. Where's he, Gal, the lawyer or the politician to defend? I don't listen. No one gets set up like that on the terrace. It's whoever's available.
I don't think we've ambushed Sad.
No, you've all been pretty polite.
I've said so much more about Arsenal, but I'm saving it. Because I know what's coming.
See, that's the thing with David. A lot of people, David does this thing. David gets called out a lot. A lot of people message me about David, and David doesn't go in enough on rivals. We want someone who goes in more. And I've always messaged him back saying, you've got to learn how to cook people properly. It doesn't like sometimes you've got to leave it longer before you go in, and it tastes like you leave. I've got a real slow cooking barbecue where you leave ribs in it for like 7 or 8 hours. Trust me, that's better than cooking them on charcoal really quickly. Sometimes you've got to let these things cook properly so they're tender. Ten Hag leaving is bad for Arteta. 2-1 banter. It's kind of true. It is kind of true. Caicedo is our most important player. If he gets injured, our midfield collapses. If Palmer drops out, we have cover, although not the same quality. Yeah, just before Caicedo was a Manchester. I have to listen. He was a player that we said on the match reaction as well. He was just the claims earlier on in the season. I was about to say to you the claims earlier on in the season that he's the best midfielder in the league. I think he's holding up against that, especially on form. If people are going to go what form, whatever you want to put it on form, he's the best. I think in reality, he's one of the best. There's no doubt. Absolutely phenomenal football player, and his performance yesterday at Old Trafford was amazing.